Good morning. It is Carol here from Sage Garden, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Cook Grow Journal. So this is going to be a scientific journal just like scientists would use in the field. Here we go. So the first thing you're going to need is a box. So this is just a box. It does not have to look like this box. It can be a cereal box, another food box, a storage box. But what you want is a box, a piece that's going to be about 12 inches by 12 inches. That's just approximate. Yours can even be a little bit bigger, but try not to go too much smaller. So from this one box, I actually got enough pieces to make two journals. But I'm going to put these pieces away because maybe I'll save them for another journal another day. And I'm going to put my box away because we don't need that anymore either. So I cut, with some help, two pieces approximately 12 inches by 12 inches. Here, this is going to be my back, and this is going to be the front of my journal. The pages are all going to go inside. After you have cut your cover, your front and your back, you're going to want to poke two holes inside. So I just kind of guessed. I didn't really measure where they were. What's most important is that wherever you put your front holes, that it lines up with your back cover. So once you've poked your front holes, and I just used scissors, but you could use a pencil, a pen, a screwdriver, even a sharp stick. So what I did was I poked my holes just like this. That's one, and I tried to get it fairly big because we're going to put some ribbon or string in there to hold our journal together. Poked another, and then I placed it on top of my second piece, which is going to be the other half of my cover, and I just took a pen or a pencil, and I did a circle so I know where to put the hole, just like that. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to put that piece there. So now I have these two circles, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to poke very carefully another hole in here. So give it a nice twist. And I'm going to show you that if you wanted to, you could use a pencil also, or a pen. Oopsies. There we go. There we go. And now I have my front and my back cover. Something that I did to make the spine. So if you remember, if you look at a book, the back part are just like this. This is called the spine of the book. So just to make my spine a little bit stronger, I actually took some tape and I put it along the side so that my holes don't break. And I'll show you how I did that. So I took some duct tape. I was lucky to find some of this in our storage bin. And if you do not have anything to make your spine stronger, that's okay. If the hole rips, we can always adjust it and make it a little bit stronger. So all I did was I took some tape like this and I put it just like this on both sides. I'm going to put a piece here. And oh, do you see how I decorated the back side? I found an old piece of paper from a gift bag, and I just wanted it to look really pretty, but we'll talk more about that later. And then I'm going to take another piece of tape. I should probably show you to use your fingers rather than your mouth, and because we want to protect all your beautiful teeth, right? And I'm going to put it on the back just like this, just to make it a bit stronger. I'm going to go ahead and poke my holes back in there again, just like this. It probably would make more sense if you're going to use the tape to put the tape on first and then poke your holes. But I just wanted to show you that you don't really need the tape. All right, so now I've got my front and my back cover. So I'm going to go like this. It doesn't really matter which is which. I want to show you something else cool I did though. I found an old envelope and thought I would tape it inside the cover, and that way I can use it to collect things. Like I found this beautiful purple flower and I just wanted to collect it. I'm going to put it inside that there, but we'll talk more about that after. So I now have my front cover and my back cover, and I'm going to leave it just like this. So the next thing we need are the pages that are going to go inside. And I just wanted to show you again by measuring that this is about 12 inches it's a little less than 12 inches, but that was the size of my box. All right, so now we've got to talk about the pages that are going to go inside. So I want to collect some paper that's a little bit stronger than just a normal piece of paper. So I have collected all kinds of scrap stuff. I've got some heavy paper from a map, and I found an old folder. I have more map pages. We'll put those aside. I took a cover from a really old cooking magazine, and that's going to be one of my pages. I found a used envelope, and that's going to be one of my pages. And that's really cool too, because if I want to collect some leaves or flowers or something else from one of the lessons, I can also put that inside. I just love these flowers. Isn't that pretty? So that's going to be one of my pages as well. I've got another cover. I've got the other piece of the gift bag. And of course, if you're going to use something like this, please ask a grown-up to make sure it's okay that you use this in your Cook Grow journal. So I've got lots of pieces like this, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them to get them ready. These ones I've already prepared, but we want to make sure that the holes on these pages are aligned with the holes on your cover. And it's really easy to do. And the best thing is to do it one page at a time. I'm going to put my page here. I'm going to put my journal on top like this. I'm going to take my pen. Can't find that one, so we'll just take another one. And again, I'm going to draw where I want to poke my hole. And that way, all of my pages will be lined up. So when I go to attach them together, we know that it will fit. So that didn't work so well, did it? So we're going to have to poke a little hole in here again. I think what happened was I got so excited about putting this scrap paper on the back of my cover that I didn't make sure that the holes went through. So let's just try that again. I'm going to put this right on top like this and make sure that this has some juice in it. And I'm going to draw a hole here. And I'm going to draw a hole here. There we go. Perfect. So, okay to make a mistake when you're making this. You can see that even Chef Carol is having a little bit of trouble doing this. Very gently poke a hole in here and a hole in here. And now I have all my pages ready to assemble. I've got my front cover, I've got my back cover, and this is the fun part. I'm going to move this over. These beautiful hydrangeas that my husband Eric brought home last night. Aren't they gorgeous? So pretty. And now I need something to bind it together. So there's lots of different things that you can use. I'm going to give you some examples. If you wanted to, you could not bother with the holes at all and just use a clothespin to hold it all together like that. That's actually a super cool idea if you have a clothespin. You could also just use a clip like this, a paper clip, to hold it all together. A little harder as we start to fill it up that it might break. If you have any other kind of paper clip, I found one of these too. This would work super well too. This would also hold it all together, and then you wouldn't have to poke the holes at all. But I'm going to use the holes because I actually like the way it looks if you take some string or some ribbon. So this is the ribbon that was actually attached to that gift bag. So I'm going to poke it through the hole just like this. I'm going to grab it, pull it almost all the way, and then I'm going to start feeding it through all of my pages like this. One, and in your instructions, you'll learn that you're going to need about 15 pages. So because we don't have as much time, I'm only going to do a few pages for you. So we'll put all of these aside because later when this video is over, I am definitely going to complete this. And I left my cover over here, my back cover. So we'll go get that. I'm going to feed this through here. Got to poke a little bit. And now I have attached my front cover to my back cover. I'm going to loosely tie it, not too tight, because I'm going to want to be able to open it and close it. So for my other hole, I could also just take an elastic band and feed that through and tie it. I could take a piece of string, which is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it about 12 inches long. just so we have lots of room to tie. I'll try to measure this. But if you did not have a ruler, you also could just measure it with the size of the front cover or back cover of your Cook Grow journal. But I'm going to make mine just a little bit longer, just like this. Cut it. And now again, I'm going to feed it through the front cover. Come on, Mr. String. I'm going to gently feed it through my pages, just like this. And again, remember, you're going to have about 15 pages that you're going to feed yours through. And it right through my back cover, just like this. And I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm going to loosely tie this up in a little bow or a really loose knot because chances are I'm going to want to open it and close it. I also could use, I found this extra elastic that could go through there, but be creative, use your imaginations. And that's one of the things I wanted to tell you. This is how I'm making my Cook Grow journal, but I want you to be as creative as you can. This is sort of like a science experiment. So if you have found a better way or a different way of doing this, that is awesome. This is just the way Chef Carol has done it, and I know it will work. Can hardly wait to see what everybody else does. So next thing I want to do is I want to get my cover ready. So I'm going to take just a piece of blank paper, like this piece here, and I'm going to want to tape it on to my cover because on this cover, and I'm going to take a little bit of tape, just like this. Now, if you do not have tape, Chef Carol has included a recipe to make your own glue. And all you need is a little bit of flour or cornstarch and a bit of water. And you could just glue that on. But I happen to have tape and that's easier. Now on my cover, I'm going to write something. I'm going to write Cook Grow Journal. Here I go. Cook Grow, and I'm actually going to put the word journal at the bottom, but you can put this on it any way that you like. Use your imagination. Be creative. And now I'm going to want to decorate it. So, yay, I found the top. So, I'm going to show you some ideas for decorating it. I cut out from a magazine some beautiful pictures that I like. Doesn't that look refreshing? Strawberry lemonade. And I might just make a collage, but you know, I haven't really decided yet. You could put photos, people in your family on it. You could attach a favorite souvenir. You could put flowers from the garden. You could even take a leaf. What I might want to do though is flatten it out before I attach it. And what I would do then is I would put it inside a nice heavy book like this, put the cover down, turn it over, and maybe put another book on side until it's nice and flat. And when it comes out of that book, can you see how flat this leaf is? It's going to be super flat and much easier to attach. But use your imagination. This is your cover. This is your Cook Grow journal. This is your journal to put anything you want inside, not just the lessons that we do at Sage Garden, but maybe some of your thoughts and reflections and ideas, things you wonder about, things you want to know more about. So now let's pretend we're at our first lesson, all right? And your teacher has told you that you're going to do a journal entry. So what your teacher's probably going to say is she's going to want you to put another piece of paper on top of your first page, just like this. So I already added a bit of tape to mine, including dog hair from Floydie. I'm going to put it on top like this. And my prompt is probably going to ask me to do something like this. It's probably going to say to write down the date, the time I did my journal entry, the location, which is outside my door, and the weather, which is today. It's hot, sunny, humid. I think it might be 85 degrees. And I'm just going to write what I see. So I collected a few leaves. I picked this one to copy. So now I'm going to want to attach this journal entry to my page. And I'm actually going to slide this under because I made a little boo-boo. But one of your first lessons is going to ask you to find a leaf and then see if you can draw it and copy it the best you can using all your observation skills, looking ever so closely. But we'll talk more about that later. For now, I just wanted you to get an idea of how to make your Sage Garden Cook, Grow Journal. And that's all for today. See ya!